Welcome to Trading Lounge and the daily US stocks for Monday, June 13. So I want to start with the NASDAQ, and last week we looked at from the .com days down here. This is on the weekly chart for the NASDAQ. We looked at the .com days down here and counted 5 waves up here for being wave 1 up here and looking for wave 2. So this week we're going to have a look at another count where we can count from here as 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for 1, and then back for 2 here, and then up for 1 and back for 2. Now I do have another bullish count which gives us a wave 4 over here, and would pull back to the 38.2% retracement level, which is basically the same as the 10,000. So as a wave 4 it will just be a little bit more complicated as they are. I'm not sure what's happening to my mouse, but we can kind of expect some sort of ABC pattern here too, if that was the wave 4 count, but we'll take a look at that next time. So the two counts that we want to have a look at today is that we've got 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2 here, and then as a bullish move. And then the other count is the bearish count, where we've got wave 5 sitting up here. So the wave 5 would be wave 3, 4 and 5 here, and we've got the top of the market in play here. So the markets are quite bearish at the moment. They've made another little, well, they're about to make another low here. And so in that case, I'm still looking at this as an A and a B and a C wave with one more low in place here. So the obvious place where we've had another, where we've been counting down through here as an A and a B and a C coming down here and having this as a wave 4, one of the obvious places for this was in Bitcoin, and Wall Street are treating Bitcoin as a tech stock. So wave B here and down for wave C here. So we've always been looking at it as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here, and then going down for wave 5. So before I call in a bigger bear market, I really want to see this wave 5 finish here, and the same in tech stocks. And once we've got that low in place, then anything below that we can look at being in a bearish space at that point in time. So I think this is a good sort of template. I know it's a little bit weird in left field, but it would also help us with this move here. So in all the stocks that we'll be looking at today, we'll be looking, or I think all of them, we'll be looking at another 5 wave move down here to low. Now once we do have that 5 wave move in, anything sort of below that, well then that would help us giving the bearish case. And the bearish case is having this wave 5 top in over here, and we have viewed this before. So going over to this one, I think it is. So there's 2 bearish counts, but this is the most severe one, where we have the top in place here and wave 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and then we come down for 1 and 2. So in the bullish case, we'll be looking for 5 waves down here. Once that's in play there, we'll look for the market to move up. But in this case, we'll be mindful that any move below this low here, that would put us into a bearish picture at that point in time. Okay, so we'll just work through that as it plays out. But our first thing here is to move this down here as a wave 4 to wave 5. But anyway, this is the bearish count. So we'll wait for this 5 waves here, and it'll be quite good too, because we'll have the 11,500, which is a medium level. As it carries weight, as you can see, because it landed here and has bounced here. So if it becomes the retested resistance with a classic trading levels pattern to the downside, then we can look at that. So it's bounce down here, had the arrival, the reaction, and the first low below the level we'll be looking for. So if we do get a corrective pattern above here, we'll be looking to short it over here. That's how it will play out. Okay, so we're not going to miss. We're not going to miss. If there's going to be a massive bear market, we won't miss it. We'll grab it over here. It's as simple as that. So with all that said, let's just go in and have a look at stocks. So I'm going to whip through a little bit because I'm running late today. I downloaded some more new recording software while just updating the current one that I have, and so I've made this video twice already, having troubles there. So when it rains, it pours. So with Apple here, we're just looking at the same thing. We're going to be looking at wave 3 and 4, and then down for wave 5. So on the tick chart here for this, there's a couple of different ways we can count this down. We could count it down as from wave 4 here as orange wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here, but I think that would be more likely to have something like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1, back for 2, and then down for 3 here. So just for the intraday traders, if you're short at the moment, then we'll be going into this low here, so you know that there's support there. The numbers, the 130 at this case, will be going into some 3s and 4s and 5s here. So this is probably about the middle of the trend here. So 1 and 2, and then the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So if we're going to short this, we'll short this one over here. This doesn't mean it's the bear market though. This just comes down for 5 waves here, from wave 4 to wave 5. You with me? So that's what we'll look at, but we can look at this short here. But anything sort of beyond this 5-wave structure, once we get it into place here, and we also want, you know, all the stocks to land at the same time, including Bitcoin, US dollar topping out, all of those sorts of things. Then anything below here, we'll be looking at the bearish case. Okay, so Nvidia, much the same thing as well. So wave 4 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Do I have it on the 100 ticks? Maybe, maybe not. Yes, we do. Let's just bring in a bit more data here. So we're looking at that as a wave 4 here, and we're looking at 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and 3 and 4, and 5 for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So it's going to be a bit choppy in here. What you see here is not what you get next, but what we will be looking for is from 1 to 2 here. We can short that ABC correction down into here, so that's going to take a few sessions to do that. Yeah, so coming into these previous lows here, we're going to get support at those points. This will be much the same for most of the stocks. So Amazon will be the same as well. We can just bring that down a little further. Sorry about that. Probably into the sort of probably below 90 into the 80 here. So we probably need to look at all of this as 1 and 2, and then 3, 4, 5 here. With me? So we won't worry about that until we get to the till we get to wave 2. So we want these first 5 waves to finish. It'll come into some support here, then there'll be a bounce, and then we'll short that next move down through there. And the same with Tesla as well. Tesla's still got a good case of wave 1 to the upside with an A and a B and a C here, but I think it's going to be dragged down with the rest of the stock. So we need to look at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 coming down through here. We'll just have a look at this on the 1K tick chart. So from it's counted slightly differently here, but wave 4 here, and look at this as 1 ABC for 2 here, and this looks like a nice little impulse wave here. So, you know, maybe if I am wrong, it's just going to continue straight to the upside at that point, but otherwise we'll look at this as an A and a B, and 1, 2, 3, an A and a B and a C for 4, and up for 5 for 4, and 1 ABC for 2, and then 1 and 2 here, and then down again. So you can short it under that low here, but we'll be looking for that 5 waves to finish off in that space. For Google here, much the same as well. From the top here, well, wave 1, an A and a B and a C wave down here. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 to the downside. So we need to also track 5 waves down here, which brings down into the 1900 area. At that point, we'll just have a look at this on 100 ticks, just so you've got your bearings there a little bit further. So once again, we've got wave 4 here with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Might need to adjust that a little bit, but anyway, the main point here is we can look to short on this ABC of wave 2 and capture the 3rd wave down here at that point, but we still need 5 waves to finish off down through here. And Microsoft is a little bit slightly different count, where there's a couple of these stocks where we may just get an A and a B and a C wave down here. Now the thing here is that obviously this 250 here, which is going to offer some support, we can expect a bounce at that point, but at the same time we need to look at 5 waves coming into this space here, and then a bounce off. We may end up getting 5 waves down here, so I'll just be a little bit mindful of that. I'll just check that on the 100 ticks, so you've got a bit of an idea of So it can also be wave one here. I just need to sort of see if that could fit in the bigger picture, that's all. But 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 5 for the third wave. That will probably come to here. There'll be a bounce back for the fourth and then down for the fifth. So we can just bring that down here a little bit. It'll all get a bit squashy around here. But it'll be something like this. It needs to finish off, you know. It's past its midpoint here of, you know, the beginning of a trend, the middle of a trend, and then the end of the trend. So the end is going to look something like this here. It's going to be squashed up around the 250 area here. We can look for the B wave or wave 2 bounce before looking for this C wave or wave 3 to the downside. With Facebook, we'll need to look at the bearish count. We've had a bearish count and a bullish count, but obviously the bearish count is going to come into play. So we need to count 5 waves down to below 150. So probably it might be sucked into the 100, but anywhere from sort of 140, 130, I'd imagine. I have rearranged this here a little bit as well. I've also rearranged it in the case of because I had this as an A wave and a B wave and a C wave down here. I'm just finding that a little bit hard to fit, and there's a couple of other stocks that count quite nicely with 5 waves down here. So I've got it as an A wave and a B wave and a C wave here. Now yeah, so just sort of got the best fit, but I'll give this some more thought. But obviously you can short this, because keep the stop well out of the way, closer to the 200 here, and that should see you down at that 150 area there. So still a nice sort of trade on that front of it. But yeah, this stock here is looking a bit more like an A and a B and a C wave here. There's other stocks like this. Square is like this, so Square, it can also be viewed like this, and so can Berkshire Hathaway, even though that it started much later in its move to the downside, which we can look here. So with Berkshire Hathaway here, I had this as an A and a B, but now I need to look at it as 1 and 2. And 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third, fourth, and fifth for the third, and a fourth and a fifth wave down here. But it does give me 5 waves down here. So I had a look at this on the weekend in terms of BRKA. So the A class shares here, I imagine that's what they call them over in the US. So with this one here, I was thinking this is the .com days down here. Slightly, because it's wasn't not exactly a tech stock, it had a slightly different dates on everything. It was correcting much earlier than the tech stocks and doing something a little bit different. But from that 2000 period here, I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for 1 and 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for 3, ABC for the fourth here, and then a pretty clear 5 waves to the upside here for this. So in this case, from the .com days down here, I can clearly count 5 waves up here. So that's a case for the bearish, you know, for the bears here, a bigger move down at that point. Okay, so and then we need to look at this top here, which I just did then, and we can see from the top here with the B class shares as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So in this case, we could look for this down here either as wave A or wave 1 here, and then an ABC back here, and then down again. So in this case, and Facebook's case, and also Square, we can also look for a bigger move to the downside here. So these are cases for a big, you know, a top being in place for the NASDAQ in that instance. And this is Square here. So from the top here, it's pretty clear to see that we can look at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, bit of an overlap here on that and that, but apart from that, wave 1 and 2 and nice strong third wave. Wave 4 pops out of the trend, and then we've been looking at this in a couple of different ways. Because I'm looking at the market in a bullish sense, we're trying to fit this in here, but it does fit better as an ABC here for wave 4. So we'll be looking for 5 waves to come down below the 50, so we'll be down at the 40 in this instance here. So yeah, but what the main takeaway here is that we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here. unless something really weird happens, we've got to look at this as the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave here. But, you know, I mean, it's good to sort of look at both of them. But either way, you know, this when we do land here, after 5 waves, you'd expect some sort of, you know, either bullish market or some sort of corrective market. So we'll just need to keep a bit of an eye on that. On the 100 ticks here for that, looking at that wave 4 top there, which over here, which we had it here as another count. In this case here, I've got it as wave 1 here and ABC for wave 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for third, fourth, and fifth. I might need to redo that. I'll just need to sort of think that over a little bit. This 5 waves down here may be wave 1 and then 2 and then 3, 4, 5. You with me? So I'll give that a little bit of thought, but expect to bounce off the 65. I know 65 is a bit of an odd number, but it's a medium level, halfway between 50 and 80, 2 major levels. So there will be some consolidation here for this. So yeah, let's just see how that plays out, but better off being short than long. And the banks, so, well, this is the finance sector here, which would probably include more than the banks. Wave 1 or wave A, B, and 1, 2, 3, 4 here and 5. So it fits quite nicely here. Slight overlap here, but I'm okay with that. And would need to look for 5 waves down. So the finance sector will be down below the 30 here in this case. And I'll put that over there. And that brings us to the Bank of America, which would be the same, the A, the B, the 1, the 2, the 3, the 4, and coming down for the 5. So we're going to see BAC down below the 30 area here, and we also need to count 5 waves down here, which I won't do at the moment because I'm running a little bit sort of late, but you can see we've got a series of 1s and 2s in here, and we're in the sort of 3rd wave here. There'll be some support at the previous low here, and going into 30 here, so 31, 32, and 33 are going to offer support, right? So it's going to get pretty bouncy in there, so don't put your stops too close at that point. Alrighty, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.